stuff we've been wanting to say, but y'all ain't able to get it out, mainly because of your woman or wife or whatever the case may be. So I'm gonna be here to say it for you. I'm grown now, be 32 on the 23rd, so uh, this little marriage is not easy for me. I'm gonna just be honest. First off, is these new little challenges from being married. Well, I'm engaged. I ain't married yet, but she keeps stressing me about when the wedding is. It's coming. Just know we halfway there. At least I'm doing more than what your brother and your sister and her little man doing. They just playing house. At least I'm buying furniture. So let's not get caught up on the date because we need to be able to afford it. I said if you keep asking, we just gonna slide by the courthouse and let the judge do it, and we'll just do a nice little reception at my daddy's house. Since we already staying over there at the time, we might as well use all of the what's used to us. He just bought this deck. We living here. Let's use it. So come through. But nah, it's hard. She wasn't working. We just had a baby. And well, she say Jess, but he been popped out. He's 6 months now, so but she couldn't work, or that's what she say. The doctor's in the house. I know y'all know about opinions. I wasn't at the doctor when she went for this opinion about not working, so I just had to believe her. She just started. Let me tell you something. I had to hold in being so excited about her going back because it was supposedly high risk issues if she go back to work too early. But then she hit me with she want a bond with the baby. So that's why she don't want to go back so early. I was like, you got a lot of time in the day. You could get off and come back and bond. He gonna be here. And I'll tell you everything that happened from the time you was at work till you got here. He slept. He ate a couple times. He used the bathroom, and he whined a little bit. I don't know what you missed out on, but that's all that took place since you've been gone. So I've been trying to, it's hard when, you gotta be a man and all that. Look, I was a man and told you I like equality. I'm a 50-50 brother myself. Do unto others as if you want to. Anything, any phrase that pretty much say we going half on majority of the stuff. Now I hear a lot of y'all probably old fashioned and some of my partners wanna, you ain't no real man, you supposed to take care of everything. That's cool. But I'm also a realist. I ain't got it. Let me tell you something. Daycare, I have to pay every month. 2 months ago, before he started at this daycare, it took so long for Monday to come back around. You'd be like, oh no, still 4 days to Monday. Let me tell you something. Sunday night come up every day. Seem like I wake up and it's time to pay this one something again. Now, since she ain't been having a job, I've been coming up with this 140. Well, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's enough people in here, but it's not enough for it, I think it to get out. This is a confidentiality. I'm gonna sign and pass that around because I do tend to tell jokes that's pretty much my life. So if I hear any of this outside of these walls, I got a photographic memory and I pretty much know who said something. So if I see you at Walmart, we gonna have an issue. So I'm confidentiality. So I'm paying 140. I know that's kind of cheap, but we on Cullen, Scott area. Let me tell you something. It took us 4 months to find a daycare in the first place because she coming at me talking about, yeah, I found some good ones for $280. I was like, what's that, a month? She was like, a week. I say, well, keep looking because until you get through bonding, My pocket's a little bonded itself, so that too. But it got cameras. I don't really care about cameras. I'll just put a little camera on him, a little body camera that the laws use, and you go to the pawn shop and get a baby monitor thing. Where that monitor my grandmama bought, let's just send that with them. Tell them to hook that up. But Tucson, just to look in on it, look, let me tell you something. Keep looking. So it came up to we on Cullen in 140. Okay, that's where we summing it up at, because I gotta pay for it. Now, once she get this first or 2-3 checks coming in, then we could think about upgrading, but that's only if we go what? Half. I'm in here, I ain't ashamed. Some of y'all was scared to say y'all need to go to the doctor. Well, I'm not gonna be ashamed to say I ain't got it. Man, we under too much pressure to be a man. Let me tell you something. First thing about being a man is being honest. That pride thing, I ain't got no pride. My pride went away long time ago. Like when she stopped working, pride went out the door. That's why we at my daddy's house right now. I had my own spot. Front yard, backyard, mailbox, mail person, blonde person. You know, my own cable bill, which that's all she paid, which I'm trying to figure out how she get the only bill that don't fluctuate is what I'm trying to figure out. See, women think about stuff because she volunteered to take the Comcast bill. And I was like, cool, because when we first got it, it was a little high. But I didn't realize that was just the starter pack. Bill leveled out after that and pretty much been on that straight and narrow, but the lights, the water, gas, stuff kind of roller coaster. And she the cause of all the roller coaster. Go upstairs, because at my daddy's house, we got the whole upstairs. I'll just tell y'all that right now. 3 bedrooms, game room, 1 full bath. We up there. This us. Come in there, she got all the lights on. Can you cut some of these lights off? You heard my daddy try to slide in how high the bill was last week. I'm giving them what I can give. Now I'm getting the daddy-son discount, but you gonna rise it a little bit every time I come in here and you got all the lights on. See, you got to be a man. Get rid of the pride, know when to say something. Something else, she expect me to be a handyman. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I ain't no handyman. I don't know nothing about cars neither. I know how to change tires. I changed brake pads one time. And thanks to YouTube, I know how to change a full throttle body on the 2012 Ford Mustang. Nothing else, just that. Why? Because the first person told me that it was gonna fix, was gonna $1,500. I ain't got it. Mexican down the street with the yellow building told me it was gonna be $850. I ain't got that either. As my Mexican partner that do tent, he had a partner that'll put it in for $150 if I found the part. At this point, I said, something telling me I could probably do this myself. Now, I'm not the best at cars, but when you're forced with hard decisions as far as not being able to afford something, you do stuff you never thought you was capable of. Borrowed my uncle tools, pulled up in front of his driveway, put my YouTube right there on the hood, and I got it started. 45 minutes later, I was dipping. But that's it. But she expect me to fix everything. But I ain't gonna lie, she a little handier than I am. Put the baby bed together faster than I did. I was gonna send all the stuff we got for the baby shower back, because I claimed none of the pieces came. Her mama came over, put every single thing together. Do you think I was in there ashamed? I was like, appreciate you, mother-in-law. God put you. That's when you start thanking God for the little blessings. Because the woman I had before that, her mama and them didn't even live here. Thank God we stay by my daddy. Her mama stay down the street. Drop the baby off anytime I need to. Why? Because I don't have pride. I got it, but I got rid of it in certain situations. big wedding or a little wedding. I was like, a cheap wedding. Because I was like, ain't the mama and them supposed to, like, ain't your mama and them? She was like, well, you know, me and my daddy don't really get along. I say, this is the perfect opportunity for him to make up some ground. He got that little limp from that stroke he got. I know he getting something, a check or something, because she don't really fool with him like that, but he did my taxes. So you gonna at least conversate with this man, because God put him here in my life, not yours, but mine. Because he was a terrible father to her, but he is a great father-in-law. Do you hear me? Because I can't put all this, comedy stuff on my taxes. He shimmied some stuff up, so. In my book, pride gone. I ain't got no pride. That's all out the window. See what else we gonna go over today. I'm preaching today. It's not jokes. Let's see. Yes. That erectile dysfunction got a lot of y'all senses tingling on that one. I was thinking I was too young to worry about it, and he started talking about 30s and stuff. I was like, uh-oh. You remember Jenny Jones? That's what half the people was on her show was because they was divorcing because the erectile dysfunction. Don't trust them little corner store packages of stuff, because I got some partners that, like he was talking to you was one of them young people. I got some partners that some young people popping them little black rhinos and black panthers and white lightnings and stuff like that. They really just stunting their growth is all they doing. If once again, pride, you find somebody that got just as least going as with their body as you get some woman that don't really want to go that long. So you might have to get you somebody over 50. You got to work with what you got. Because I'm not putting all that extra stuff up in there, because y'all hear women get that fake stuff all the time. Fix a flat and everything, and then they go wrong. Somebody gonna put some fix a flat in your stuff, and then you gonna be mad as all outside as that little stuff get up and pride. That's what pride gonna get you on the operating table with a fix a flat penis. Now, the doctor said that word, so I feel like it's medically. Okay, so I ain't got the slides up, but this part would have helped better if I had the slides. If you remember the slides, one of them had a little radio battery right there. I wish I would put a radio battery. You don't be seeing, you ever seen Enemy of the State? You know how they can control technology. Now, what if they hack all penis implants and just be fooling? Now, you gonna be, hackers do all kind of ill stuff. It's only gonna take one jealous hacker that's like, oh, okay, y'all wanna do the game like that? Penis deflect. In the middle, and you, because I can talk like that. It's just us in here. We can be honest. Look at my school right there. You got one in there as you looked at Word like I didn't even think about the hackers. Don't look like it. If it's you, just laugh like everybody else and they won't look at you. But when you look still face like that, you kind of be like, oh, it hit him a little harder than everybody else. Because, stuff hit home, it hit home. And now he didn't know about that. That's why we here. That's why it's a panel, open discussion. Because remember, 1 out of 4. boy, you do now. You just hit, because you know you get them Amber Alerts all the time. They get a hacker alert. They messing with penises again. Everybody disconnect me offline. Cut the Wi-Fi. Cut the Wi-Fi off. You gotta cut your Wi-Fi off, because imagine had that during 2K, remember? Y2K, I know everybody with an implant was nervous like they gonna cut my penis off at midnight, and I don't know how we gonna recover from something like that. Because when is the blackout over? Because normally when the electricity go off, it ain't nothing else to do but make love. But you part of the issue during the blackout. So what you think she gonna do? But I can't be over here doing this blackout. You blacked out. It's just some stuff I thought about that I know some of y'all might have had thought about, but just, watch your Wi-Fi, your school. Well, I ain't know my time because it's in the negative. That means I'm overstepping my boundaries. Okay, well, what you do to Smokey Robinson next to you? He must got one of them penile implants. You worried about the blackout as well? I'll tell all the blackout faces to everybody that's like, shh. All right, well, let me get out of here for karma run up on me. Just remember, if you don't remember nothing else I said today, throw your pride to the side in certain situations, because it's going to hinder you from getting to where you really need to go. So, hey, you got to move in, sir, with your auntie? Move in with her. You never know what you'll get from moving in with your auntie. Could be a back deck that you could use, I don't know, for the penile celebration when you get the surgery. So make sure y'all go to the doctor, get checked. Don't be scared to get checked. Throw your pride away. Stay a man, I guess. Don't let it get too hard and you try to, do like the Olympic dude and just go to, right, keep the stride. It'll get better, trust me. And the older you get, just remember the less time you got to deal with it anyway. So everybody gonna die, so that's just something y'all just gonna have to get used to. So just remember, if it is hard and you old, you ain't got much time to go through it. I'm Lil Darryl, the comedian. Y'all be good.
All right. Y'all give Lil Darryl another hand, please. That was good. That's good. They say laughter is good for the soul. So that was good. Our next speaker is a dear friend of mine. Been knowing this gentleman for probably about 7, 8 years. And so Pastor Jerry Martin, Light of the World Christian Fellowship, is going to bring us the topic of where men hurt in relationships. Pastor Jerry.
Thank you so much. Talking about being hurt, you're going to put me up after the comedian. And he did a good job. And how many enjoyed the doctors this morning as they talked? The urologists, psychologist or psychotherapist or whatever he was, talking about being crazy. And then we had Pastor Eagleton this morning. So that's all been good. And so I have to keep your attention for the next few minutes, talking about where men hurt But as Dr. Wokish was up here, he reminded me of what a friend of mine told me one time about going to the urologist and getting that, they call it a DRE, that digital rectal exam. He said he was doing pretty good with it till he noticed that both hands of the doctors were on his shoulders. So watch out when you go. I'll say, Dr. Kiwi. All right. So this is just men things. So this is we're talking men stuff. So you got to watch these things. All kind of stuff is happening nowadays. And then we talked about why men don't like to go for counseling to the psychotherapist or whatever. But you know how it is. I grew up in Fifth Ward. There's people walking down the street talking to themselves, doing crazy stuff, and you look at them, you know the first thing they say, "You think I'm crazy?" And usually they are. But I want to talk about relationships today. And I was thinking about this. We're talking about where men hurt. I can't ever remember being hurt by somebody I didn't know. You been hurt by somebody that you don't know? When we're hurt by somebody, it's usually somebody we know. We're in a relationship with them, or else we don't care. It doesn't hurt us. And as a pastor, we see men who are hurting, and sometimes they don't even want to say we're hurting. We just say we're going through something. Or when you talk to a man, you say, "How you doing?" What do they say? "I'm all right." And then sometimes we have to look at them real close and say, "Well, so how are you really doing?" Tell your face you're all right. Or sometimes when men come to church and you look at them and say, "Man, you're going through something." They say, "What happened, Pastor? Did the Lord tell you something?" I say, "No. You look like you've been drugged through a knothole backwards. It's obvious you're going through something. Your face is all toe up. So you're going through something, but he doesn't want to tell you what it is." And so we have to really work with guys to see what's your problem, what's hurting you. And most of the time, it's about either three areas. It's cash. It's a money issue. It's a conflict issue in a relationship, typically with a spouse. It's a conflict issue. Or it's communication. They're having communication problems. But throughout Scripture, the Bible gives some specific instructions that are given to husbands. I'm going to assume a lot of you are married. Anybody in here that's not married, you can raise your hands if you're unmarried, but you're going to get to this if you get married, because there's some stuff that happens in every marriage, and that's conflict. And that's communication issues. You say one thing, and she doesn't get it, and she says about 20 things, and you don't get it. But the Bible tells us a couple of things, and one of the specific instructions to wives in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 33 says, "However, each of you must also love his wife," talking to the man, "as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband." Must respect her husband. And the Amplified Bible reads it this way: "And let the wife see that she respects and reverences her husband, and she notices him, regards him, honors him, prefers him, venerates and esteems him, regards him, defer to him, praise him, and love him, and admire him exceedingly." And most of the men says, "I think I need to get another wife because mine don't do that." One of the things that men say when they come and we say, "Well, so what's going on in your marriage? Why things are not going well?" Almost always, he says, "My wife does not show me respect. My wife disrespects me." Men hardly ever say, "My wife doesn't love me." Most often they say, "She doesn't respect me." And that's hurtful. And most of the time, a lot of times when I'm talking to the wives, they don't even realize how they disrespect their husbands. They don't realize how they do that, how they disrespect him in front of the children. And sometimes we have to coach up the wives. So when I'm talking to women about this subject, I have to coach them up on what it means to respect their husband. Sometimes I'm out there after church and I can hear a wife talking to the husband in such a way, I'm thinking, he's going to have a problem with what she's saying. I tell her, you can say some things to your husband in private, but you can't say that same thing to him in front of no other man. And that is hurtful. And the wives don't, they haven't had training either. We haven't had training in our marriage relationships. A marriage license is the only license I know that you can get without having to demonstrate any knowledge of the subject. You don't have to know anything about it. If you're gonna get you a license to do manicures or pedicures, you have to pass a test to say, I know what I'm doing with this. But you can go up and get a marriage license not knowing anything about it. So we don't have this training. So the wife doesn't know that this man is built to be respected, to be admired, to be venerated, and we get touchy when we're not respected. Men have killed another man because she said, you disrespected me. And he's left home and he's gotten really angry and bitter because she is disrespecting me. And whatever that means to you, she feels disrespected. And sometimes it comes from nowhere. I remember I was first married. We hadn't been married very long. And I was in the garage just doing something. And my wife stepped out of the back door and she hollered. She said, Jerry, come here. And I thought to myself, is she giving me a command? We didn't have any issues, but all of a sudden I got this thought. Why is she trying to tell me what to do like that? Why is her voice like that? What is it? What's going on here? But when I went to her and I said, yes, she said, hey, she was so excited. I want to show you something. You know, she didn't have any ill will or anything like that. But for me, what I heard is, you trying to tell me what to do? How many of you think your wife tried to tell you what to do? You know why? Because she need to tell you what to do. She just don't know how to tell you what to do. So I tell wives, if you want your husband to take out the garbage, don't tell him to take out the garbage. Just tell him you like that garbage right where it is. He better not move it. And he's going to say, let me take that out of here. You can't tell me to leave it in the garage. I say, so you tell him the opposite because he's going to think you're telling him what to do. But that's how we're wired. We're wired as men to be leaders. God wired us a certain way. That's why God tells the wife, he didn't tell the wife to just love your husband. He said, respect your husband and build him up. He told the man to love your wife. In one survey, they asked men, would you rather, if you had between these two things, would you rather be loved or respected? What do you think most men said? And they asked the women the same question. What do you think most women said? Women said, I'd rather be loved than respected. Men said, I'd rather be respected than loved. That's how we are wired. God wired us that way. And when we feel disrespected, we can get hurt really easily. And what do? We don't say anything. We just internalize and we get angry and we don't address it. And she'll say something else, right? And so I'll use my own family. My wife and I, we have a good relationship. As long as I just do everything she says, things work really well in my household. But I remember there was one time in front of the